Okay, there's 2 pages in the big book that I mean, I can't help but reflect on and draw, incredible amount of attention to, because it's really the AA program in a nutshell. It's XXVIII and XXIX, and this is in the doctor's opinion. Second paragraph down. Frothy emotional appeal seldom suffices. You know, now that's usually interpreted as, the wife or the kids or the job or somebody hollering at you or whatever, saying, hey, I need you to quit drinking because it's destroying everything. But I can recall how many times I looked in the mirror and said to myself, stop, man. Why can't you stop? And I wanted to stop. I really did. You know, but I wasn't willing to be honest and work a program as it was laid out. I wanted to get kind of creative along the way, and that didn't work out too well. The message which can interest and hold these alcoholic people must have depth and weight. Now, when my wife died a couple of years ago, I went to the meeting and I understood the gravity of it all. That in order for words to have depth and weight, you had to have had an experience of equal depth and weight. Otherwise, you're just bullshitting. A lot of us have in our stories some staggeringly, incredibly terrible stuff. Traumas, from our childhoods, for example. I have abuse in my background. When I was a kid, I have molestation, and and that's really just the tip of the iceberg. But that was stuff I never wanted to let go of and talk to anybody about. I was going to take it to the grave kind of stuff. And I'm pretty sure some of y'all have some of those things that were in your closet if you haven't done the 4th step. But if you have done the 4th step, I'm pretty sure they're not there anymore, and you're kind of free to talk about them. It's a wonderful feeling, that freedom. But this was prior to that freedom. In nearly all ideals, their ideals must be grounded in a power greater than themselves if they are to recreate their lives. I can't create my life, it's already created, but to recreate it. The word re is very powerful. It means to do something again, but do it better. Reborn, rebirth, rejuvenate, rediscover, just powerful 2 little letters, re. And you skip down a little bit further. Men and women drink essentially because they like the effect produced by alcohol. Now, a lot of people interpret that as, I like the way it made me feel. Not me. I like the way it made me didn't feel. I like that it didn't make me have to think about my past, the things that I had done, the things that were done to me. Traumas from both directions. Because I learned in the 4th step, there's really only 2 things. Things I did to others, things done to me. Those are the 2 things that really paved the way for everything. But I liked where, when I drank, I would drink to shut the demons up. A lot of people just want to get, buzzed or whatever. I needed those demons to get drunk so that I could sleep, so that I could think clearly, which sounds kind of weird. I'm taking a mind-altering substance to be able to think clearly. The sensation is so elusive that while they admit it is injurious, they cannot, after a time, differentiate the true from the false. Nothing's real. Good is bad, up is down, left is right, everything is backwards. But, and I know it's going to hurt me. It's injurious, because I have a background of repeated attempts, and every single time it just got worse, but I'm still going to go for it because I think this time it'll be different. Can't distinguish the true from the false. To them, the alcoholic life seems the only normal one. Well, duh. They are restless, irritable, and discontented unless they can again experience the sense of ease and comfort which comes at once by taking a few drinks they see others taking with impunity. The thing is those 3 sentences, can't distinguish the true from the false, alcoholic life seems the only normal one, they are restless, irritable, and discontent, that's sober. Okay? It's nothing to do with alcohol. This is me sober that I'm going to have these problems. Because I've got an alcoholic mind. I developed it, says right here, over a period of time. It wasn't just oh, hey, I had a beer, now everything's toast when I first had my first drink. It was years and years and years of turning the gray matter between my ears into Swiss cheese and believing all the bullshit that it was telling me. After they have succumbed to the desire again, as so many do, and it's talking about a relapse, and the phenomenon of craving develops, that's the physical aspect of it, they pass through the well-known stages of a spree, emerging remorseful and with a firm resolution to not drink again. Why doesn't it say the stages of a spree? Because they're well known. Once I get started, I'm off. I'm off to the races. And alcohol just ain't going to cut it. Because I'm one of those alcoholics where, I still try to be responsible. So I'll drink a bunch, get really tore up, right? But man, I got to go to work in a few hours. So I'm going to add some of the dry goods to kind of take me out of that zone and sober me up super fast. But being a non-medical person, I don't know exactly how much stimulation I need to take, of the powdery substance, So next thing you know, I'm bouncing off the walls. Well, I can't go to bed like that, right? And somebody's going to figure something out, so I need to have a few drinks, to kind of tone that down a little bit. But I drank too much, and then I start getting drunk again, and then I got to see where I'm going with this. I'm ping-ponging it. I did this battle for so many years. All I wanted to feel was normal. I wanted to be in that middle zone of just being normal, where things aren't really bad, things aren't really good, I'm just happy. But I'm taking one extreme of stimulants, and I'm mixing it with a depressant, right? And I'm bouncing them back and forth. And, I wish I could say I was smart enough to be able to say that, I figured out the secret recipe, but I didn't. In fact, it destroyed everything in my life. But again, it goes back to, I couldn't distinguish the true from the false. And then it says, this is repeated over and over. Yeah, unless this person can experience an entire psychic change, there is very little hope of his recovery. That term psychic change, oh my God, that sounds like something very mystical and magical, right? It's real simple. It means you changed your mind. You change your perspective. Your attitude and outlook on life will change, which is the 9th step promise. That I changed my mind. I'm not going to keep doing this over and over again. I want to work a program instead. I want to be helpful to others. I want to get a sponsor and actually call that guy every now and again. I want to make friends with people in recovery. In the bars, I could always, walk into the bar and cure cancer and relationship problems, financial problems, government issues, didn't matter. Me and my crew, we had the answers. When we get to AA, we realize, we don't know shit. We can't even stay sober. And thank God, because if you get a bunch of alcoholics together, they say in the big book, it says, we are some of the smartest, most creative, most imaginative people out there. It's funny, you never hear people outside the room saying that. But once a psychic change has occurred, the very same person who seemed doomed, who had so many problems he despaired at ever solving them, suddenly finds himself easily able to control his desire for alcohol. The only effort necessary being required to follow a few simple rules. And, and those would be the steps. And really it just requires you to work the steps in order, honestly, rigorously, and thoroughly. Are you going to make mistakes? Yes, absolutely. Are you going to want to hold back stuff? Yes, absolutely. Get that shit out anyways. It hasn't helped you before. It's not going to help you now. I had to learn this the hard way over many, many decades. So hang in there, guys. You can get sober, and I believe in you. And I forgot that in these things I needed to say, hey, if you like what I have to say, can you please hit the like button, subscribe, and share if you think that somebody can benefit from this. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful day.